All right, we'll get going this morning. Prior to hitting the track for the first time for NASCAR Nationwide Series practice here at Iowa for our inaugural race on Saturday, we've got with us our standings leader, Kyle Busch, who's going to drive the number 18 Pizza Ranch Toyota this weekend. And also along the way with us is Brian Ickler, who will be behind the wheel of the number 32 Dollar General Stores Toyota. Now, Kyle, of course, is our standings leader. He's also our wins leader in the Nationwide Series with 5 victories already this season. And Brian will be making his second start in the Nationwide Series. He started last year at Phoenix in his first race. He's running a part-time schedule in our NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, and he's already got 2 poles in his first 8 career races there, so quite a successful start for him. And Kyle, very interesting, talks very highly of Brian and does consider him a protege. Both of them have wins here at this track at Iowa Speedway, so they come into here with a little bit of experience ahead of the practice and everybody else racing. So, gentlemen, thanks for joining us today. Kyle, let's start with you. Talk about your season to date a little bit, as well as experience you already have before coming to this racetrack.
Well, this has been it's been a good year for us here on the Nationwide Series. We're real excited about being able to come out here to Iowa Speedway for the inaugural event, and we're excited about having Pizza Ranch on board as a sponsor this weekend with hopefully being able to visit our favorite restaurant there at the Pizza Restaurant Victory Lane. So it would be pretty fun to do that. Hopefully we've got a good car. I'm sure Jason and myself will work on it plenty today, but ultimately like you said, Brian and myself both have wins here. Brian winning last year's event in the Camping World East Series. I won this year's and stole it from him. He finished second this year, so he couldn't get 2 in a row. But it was fun. It was a good deal to come out here, get some experience, and learn about the racetrack a little bit, learn what this place does, and hopefully that'll help us out for today. And hopefully with Brian's expertise and experience here, he'll be good too.
Brian, good to have you back in the series. Why don't you touch on the same things Kyle did? Talk about having a win here, your runs here already, and your expectations for your second start in the Nationwide Series in the inaugural event.
Thanks. First off, I heard I had to come here with Kyle. I thought I was in trouble for something, so I'm glad it's a question and answer deal we got here. But I'm really excited to come here. The way our schedules have kind of worked out the last couple of years, we've been fortunate to run here a couple times in the ARCA Series and the East Series. Thinking we kind of had an advantage, not advantage, but a little bit head start of, have been raced here before. I looked at the schedule, and I think we have 9 hours of practice and testing over the weekend. So definitely everyone's going to have enough time to get used to this awesome racetrack. Just really excited for the opportunity and looking forward to running well for Braun Racing.
All right, for questions for Brian or Kyle, Ashley's got the wireless mic. Please raise your hand, give us your name and affiliation prior to your question.
Hi, Rob Gray with the Des Moines Register. You mentioned protege. What's your guys' relationship like? And you mentioned, I think jokingly, about being in trouble and all that stuff. But I mean, is it one of those where racer's mentality, everything seems to kind of click in terms of personality for you guys?
Yeah, it's a real good relationship that Brian and I have together. We met just last year. He moved to North Carolina and moved all his stuff. Actually, he didn't really have a whole lot of stuff, but he started up his own race team for the Camping World East Series, and he's been doing a great job over there working with that deal. His mom and dad are still on the West Coast, so he's basically doing a team ownership on his own. Similar to what I've done with my late model team, but he's doing it on a bigger scale. So he's done a good job with that. They've won races. They've been competitive. They've now started in the ARCA Series, and they've won a pole, and they've finished in the top 5 a few times. So, every time he's out on the racetrack, he's done a good job. He's kept his equipment in one piece, and he's been fast everywhere he's been. So, I've worked with him a little bit here and there. I picked him to be, my guy for the truck series when I couldn't run truck races. So, we're the same size, and we fit in the same belts. I might like mine a little tighter than he does, but we're still able to use all the same equipment and everything, so it makes things a lot easier. And he's a good kid. Really like working with him. He's only a year younger than I am, so it's fun to have the relationship off the track as well as on.
Jeff Hood of RacingToday.com. This is for Kyle. Kyle, obviously you want to win everywhere you go. But is this even more special this weekend being the inaugural race? 30 years from now, somebody will look back in the history book, so they'll always know that maybe you won the first race. And also, this track looks like Richmond, but does it drive like Richmond?
Yeah, it's neat to win anywhere. You want to win any race you can. And I think Ickler here, he's the inaugural winner of the East race here, right? Yeah, so it would be nice to win the first race here, but ultimately, we might come back next year. We're not sure what's going on with our nationwide series schedule yet, or maybe one day the Cup race will be here, so that would be cool too. Great facility, really a lot of fun. They've done a wonderful job here. The track does not drive one lick like Richmond at all. It's really a unique racetrack. Rusty did a good job at telling the guys what he would like here, and he's admitted to a couple mistakes that they've made here, but those mistakes aren't bad ones. It's a neat racetrack. So the bumps in 1 and 2 are a little bit of character here at this place, and it seems they get bigger every year, every winter that sets in. And with the way that the transitions are, it's a real fun racetrack. You can run too wide here. We did in the Camping World race. Not so sure we shouldn't be able to this weekend also, and have a good show. So it's a fast racetrack. It almost reminds you of a Pikes Peak. This place is real similar to that, and for some reason Pikes Peak lost its interest to people. I hope that this place doesn't have that, but from what I've seen and from what I've raced on here, it's pretty cool.
Lee Montgomery, NASCAR scene. Exactly how did you guys meet, and what's your relationship like? I mean, are the personalities at all similar, or are they a lot different?
I think personality is a lot different. He's a little calmer than I am. He still likes to win as much as I do. He gets pretty disappointed when he doesn't run as well as he should or as he hopes. It had to have been Alex on how we met, a mutual friend. I grew up with Alex Haas in Las Vegas, and they started running in the Camping World West Series 2 years ago. And when Alex moved out to drive my late models, Brian moved out to run in the Camping World East Series, and we met then. So that's pretty much how I think how we met. I'm not sure where it was or what the date was or if we went on a dinner date. I don't remember, but he buys. I make him buy.
Right.
Brian, do you have anything to add to that?
No. I throw stuff a lot less than Kyle does.
And Kyle, you're 24, and he's your protege. What's it like having a protege at 24 and one who's 1 year younger than you?
I've had Alex has been kind of deemed as a protege too, just trying to help him and bring him up through the ranks. But Brian's done a great job at what he's been able to do, and he's worked with some good people over the time that he's had out west and out east here, and he kind of came from the same background as Jimmy Johnson, the off-road stuff, and had a family-owned business which kind of got him started. So he's been doing a lot with little, and so the thing that makes Brian good is just that he's fast and he's smooth and he knows what he likes in a race car. Sometimes he's a little bit more meticulous and picky than I am. And so when I send my late model team somewhere to go test, I send him along because I can't go all the time. So he's more picky than I am, and he'll make sure that thing comes back and it's pretty right. So, that's just what makes a guy good, is when he can communicate and tell the crew chief or tell everybody what it's doing, and sometimes have some input as well.